Hey guys, welcome to Cosplay Life. I'm Air Bear and today I'm going to tell you how I made all of this stuff for Tamatoa. So if you want to see all of that, stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the claws. The claws were made with, this is that really thin craft foam, the 2mm craft foam. This is the 2mm craft foam. And then this is a thicker soft foam that is similar to the high density foam that I used to make the back shell, but it's a little bit softer than that. And so what I did is I just put my hand on a piece of paper. So I put my hand on a piece of paper like that, and then I just traced the shape. Well, actually, first I just made like a big oval, and then I traced the shape that I wanted for the claw and basically bent it until it formed this rounded shape. And then I took some, what is that stuff called? Quick seal? Quick seal. I took some quick seal to kind of seal up this edge, but the edge still appears, so I still haven't mastered quick seal. I also did hot glue dots to make these little, I don't know what that's called. I guess it's barnacles that are on crabs, but they're like these little bumps, raised bumps are all over him. And then I looked at some pictures of his claws to kind of get an idea of how to paint it. Oh my goodness, it took forever to figure out how to blend the colors so that they would move. But I used a lot of different plaid paints in order to make it. It reminded me kind of like a sunset with this weird peach on the end. And I had to blend a lot of colors together. So I'm gonna show you the type of colors I used because it was a gloss. It was gloss paint because I wanted it to be shiny. Shiny. Okay, so I found some of the paint. Some of them they've gotten mixed up. So I know I used a lot of this golden yellow, but yeah, you see it's the gloss, outdoor, indoor gloss paint. And one of the things that was not so great about it was that it was quick drying, so it made it difficult to blend, but I mean, it stayed wet long enough for me to blend it, I think. Yeah, I think that just about describes how I made the claws. Claws just fit on like that because I have to keep my hand like that when it's in there. So I can't really move it. I can just wave them back and forth. Yeah, there's not much movement. So let me see. Those are the claws. Let's do the crown next because the crown's easy. So for the crown, I made it very similar to the way that I made my crown for the Little Mermaid. I started off with a headband, which I feel is kind of loose now, but there's a headband in here. And then I took some craft foam and made it into the shape of a crown and just heat formed it and glued it to the headband. Then I took a bunch of shells and I hot glued those on here in kind of like a symmetrical shape. Sorry, I'm handling it so much, some of the things are coming off. So after I hot glued the shells and starfish. After I hot glued the shells and the starfish on, I took some pieces, oh yeah, I have like little shells down there. I took some pieces of jewelry, I put that on there so there would be something dangling in my face. Oh, okay, so after I did all of that, I did some extra like little balls and stuff to kind of fill in the gaps, like little tiny beads to fill in the gaps. And then I did the same thing that I did with the shell, so you can check out that video, see what I did with the shell, but I did Mod Podge, and I just did that like in some areas on this. So I did it in the cracks and crevices in between shells, and like I did it right in the middle there, because I thought that would look cool. And I did it on the tops of these things. So I didn't do it everywhere like I did on the shells, like on the back shell, but I just did it in some places. And so I did Mod Podge, and I did the exact same thing with using the chunky glitter and then using the fine glitter. And then once it was all dry, going back over all of it with the gloss Mod Podge to seal it all in place. And then to make these little antennae thingy, this is where like I really got the hang of using the Dremel. I cut little rectangles out of craft foam. I think it was 2mm thick craft foam. And I just took it and I shaved all the corners off. And that helped me practice with the Dremel a lot more, so I wasn't as scared of it. But I shaved all around the edges of it and until I could get like a rounded shape. So those are the antenna. Dipped them in a little bit of gold paint, or not paint, it's gold glitter, just glitter on the end. And I painted them, and I plastic dipped them as well. But they kind of need to be reshaped a little bit because they're leaning. They're leaning. Oh, I forgot the wig. All right, so here's the wig. I'm not really super happy with how it turned out, but you know, I'm not a hairstylist. I tried as best as I could. So what I did is I started off with a purple short wig that was about this long all the way down, all the way across, and it was shaped in a bob. And so I took little wefts of really bright yellow hair, and the wig, one of them was curly at first, so I had to straighten it out. I took these wefts of hair and I sewed them in. Let me show you. So, I don't know if you can see this, if I could do it right, but so I sewed them in on like every other row. So see, I just sewed it in on every other row because I didn't want it to be too heavy, but I did want it to be in there. And what I wanted it to gradually fade to the yellow, which it doesn't really do. It's kind of hard with two different colors. They're like way, way different. And also when you don't really know what you're doing. And I changed the cut so that it was an angled bob. I think because I messed it up, but it's really chunky and like, I need help with cutting and styling wigs, so that's a goal of mine. And I also wanted to add in a pink weft of hair, but then I thought it just looked a little too much, so I just stuck with just the purple and the yellow. I might try the pink and see what it does, but that's the wig. When it's all together, it's fine, but like on its own, it's not really that great. See, with the crown. So that's the wig. The armor. So the armor, I'm gonna tell you, I use the exact same method that I used in my poison ivy tutorial to make this armor. Like, it's even the exact same pieces, except these two aren't glued together. Exact same, just different shapes a little bit. Like this one's a little bit different of a shape, and it's not hinged. So I worked on how to close it a little bit. Like the poison ivy armor, it had a hinge on it so that it closed, like you had to lace it closed on the side. This one, I added clear elastic to it, and it worked like a dream. So I did the exact same thing to actually make the armor. I did the same glue thing with, after I painted it, I used plaid paints on this as well. So I mixed colors. I used a mix of colors. So like there's like a little bit of this and just other of the Apple Barrel brand of the gloss paint that I used here. And then I used their gold out here, and I put shells on the edge. That also painted gold, and I hand painted all of it. I'll tell you why I hand painted it. I hand painted all of it because I heard a while ago that if you hand paint things, if there is a chip or a part that needs to be fixed, it's a lot easier to fix the hand paint than it is to go spray paint the whole thing, especially if it's two different colors. And like I had a very exact color that this was because I wanted it to match something that it doesn't match, but it was close enough, and it was all together, it was fine. So that's why I chose to hand paint. And I think from now on, unless I'm doing unless I'm doing weapons or something, I'm probably gonna go with hand painting. So anyhow, after I painted it and everything, I glued these down using contact cement on the back of it. So I glued these down, and then I glued the felt on top of it to give me like a fabric layer between me and the foam. And these work so well. I didn't have to keep adjusting. It stayed all day. It was wonderful. These are the knee pads. And then this is the thigh piece. I just have one thigh piece because I like asymmetrical things. And then that's it. I think that's all for Tamatoa. So that about does it for Tamatoa. I'm sorry that I don't have like a video of me making it. I kind of made like a promise to myself that if I did not edit any videos, I could not record any videos, and so I didn't edit any videos, so I didn't record any, so I don't have any footage other than like a little bit of me failing on this wig. But other than that, I don't have that much recorded footage of Tamatoa. So I'm sorry. But hopefully this was okay. I didn't change how I made the armor, so it's the exact same video. I probably need to update that video because the sound, I really did not think that many people are gonna watch that video. So I probably need to redo that video so that people can actually hear what I'm saying. I'll do it one day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. That way I know that you do like it and that y'all are still watching. You can also share it with your friends. Maybe you have a friend who wants to do Tamatoa and they're not really sure how to do it, or wants to do another weird character and they're not really sure how to do it. Go ahead and share this video with them. If you like this channel, make sure you hit subscribe and click on the notification bell, because clearly I do not post videos very often, so you need a notification to let you know when I posted another one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye.